So as we've seen more of the closed beta for Cataclysm Classic, the hype for the return of one of WoW's most controversial expansions continues to build, with a mix of players either steering clear of the expansion like it's the plague, demanding it's the death of classic WoW, or other players are really excited to jump back in and revisit or try out Cata for the first time in a long time. However, there's still one big question mark hanging over when the expansion will be released, as we're still yet to have a specific date confirmed for when we'll be welcoming these changes to Azeroth. But from several pieces of evidence, it seems we can take a pretty decent guess for when we'll finally be welcoming Daddy Deathwing back to Azeroth. So let's take a look. But just before we jump in, as always, feel free to like and subscribe if you're new here, as it helps me out a bunch. So thanks very much indeed. Now, let's get on with it. So the first thing we know for sure is that Cata will be seen in summer 2024, from the roadmap that Blizzard previously presented us with. And it seems that Cata is being slotted into the timetable in order to not clash with the War Within kicking off the huge release of the World Soul Saga for retail WoW, and also work around Season of Discovery, as it's seen a huge boom of classic players throughout its tenure so far, and will be either heading into Phase 4 or checking out some long-term endgame efforts. And I think this is done for a few reasons, so that Cata's launch in many ways can be used to build up hype for the War Within or Season of Discovery, as a lot of WoW players do play both classic and retail. Trust me, it's more than you think. We're a silent bunch. However, when we confirm this note by Blizzard stating that Cata Classic will be available on or before 31st of August 2024, at the very least, it's certainly seeming that they're giving themselves enough wiggle room for releasing Cata pretty much when they feel like it throughout summer, which to me makes it seem that Blizzard has set out its priorities pretty clear for World of Warcraft this year, with Cata being likely at the bottom of the 3 ongoing releases between the War Within, Season of Discovery and Cataclysm Classic. Now, despite the fact I highly doubt they will be leaving it till the very last moment at the end of August, the pessimist in me still does think that we're likely going to get Cataclysm Classic at the start of August, as they're planning to release all patches of Cata in a pretty fast manner, as they've previously noted, such as seeing Zul'Gurub and Zul'Aman a bit quicker, as well as getting us into Firelands at a faster rate, and giving the extra few months of June and July to prep patches after Cataclysm's release does free up the Classic team to work on other projects like Season of Discovery, which are realistically going to need more attention as they're an ongoing effort, and it's not a clear path for them yet, unlike the progression of Cata. A bit like when you're in school and you do your homework on a Friday night, so you could enjoy the rest of the weekend. I mean, I can't relate, because I always left it till Sunday night, but I hope you get what I mean. And whilst to me this does seem like the realistic plan to be in or around the start of August, there could still be one or two things that suggest an earlier date than this. Looking at previous betas for both Burning Crusade Classic and Wrath of the Lich King Classic, we got the release dates for the respective expansions about 3 months after their beta, with Burning Crusade Classic's beta being March 2021, with full release being June 2021, and Wrath of the Lich King Classic's beta being June 2022, with Wrath's full release in September 2022, which would seem to suggest that if we go on the history of Classics releases, we actually could see Cataclysm Classic coming to us early in June in pretty much 2 months, which to me doesn't seem likely. However, there has been some in-between patch ongoings for Wrath Classic, with some smaller questline events taking place to get yourself some mini cosmetic toy items, but to me nothing massive to light the beacons or signal that Cataclysm's release is only 2 months away at this point. But hey, I'd absolutely love it if they come out and announce it's in June or the start of July. I just don't particularly see it happening that soon, given they seemingly still have a lot to prepare. And you could argue that there hasn't been enough hype, nor is there a proper pre-patch for Cata yet. However, with that being said, with the state that they've left Wrath Classic to rot in, I also wouldn't be surprised if they just randomly dropped Cata tomorrow. I mean, honestly, I went onto Wrath Classic the other day, and there wasn't a single English European server above medium population, which being honest was just a pretty sad sight to see. So overall, I think a safe bet would be to assume that we get Cataclysm at the end of July earliest, or pretty much August sometime, as I think they're likely still trying to prepare all of the Cat content to be released at a faster rate than previous expansions, like the Classic WoW team has noted. I put this down to the fact that the player base is still very divided over Cataclysm, and I think even the Classic WoW team isn't sure how the reception of Cata is still going to go yet, and they knew that Burning Crusade and Wrath were going to be huge hitters, so they could take their time with releasing content. However, this did seem to backfire a bit with Wrath, path, as the player base has dwindled over time due to slower content releases and knowing that Cataclysm is coming, as hardcore Cata fans will stay regardless, but other players will easily wander away. So the Classic team is keeping it in mind that players need to be occupied during Cata's tenure. So we're getting a shift on for its content, even if that does mean pushing the release date back a month or so, to be covered by the fact it will be out by the end of August for sure. And for me, I'm looking forward to trying Cataclysm again, and hopeful we do get it sooner than August, as my time will likely be split between Season of Discovery, The War Within, and Cataclysm Classic. But what do you think? Do you think Cata will follow suit and we will get the expansion sooner like previous releases? Or are you pessimistic like me? I believe we'll be waiting till August to see Chad Daddy Deathwing once again. Be sure to let me know in the comments. As always, if you're new here, feel free to like and subscribe. But on that note, I think I'll say ta for now, and I'll see you later.